Welcome to this edition of the Ag Queen podcast. I'm Lori Boyer.
Today I'm visiting with Erin Schoenberg, and she is a Senior Development Associate with the Centers for Rural Affairs. I have not interviewed anyone from this organization before, so I'm glad to have Erin on to talk more about this and to learn more about what the Center for Rural Affairs does. So, Erin, before we get started on the organization itself, give us a little rundown on who you are. Tell us a little bit more about you.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thanks, Lori. We're really excited to be able to get the word out about our work to your listeners. And I have an ag background. I grew up on a farm and ranch in north central Nebraska. And, after college, I stayed in ag. I worked on a dairy farm. I had my own vegetable business selling directly to consumers. And I also worked for a local food distribution company. And then here at the center, I'm able to keep doing that, hold workshops for farmers and ranchers and rural residents. And now I'm working on, bringing more supporters into our network to learn about what we do and see how they can get involved.
Which leads me right into our next question. Tell me more about the Center for Rural Affairs.
Sure. So we are a nonprofit that is based in Lyons, Nebraska. That's in the northeastern part of the state. And we have been around since 1973. And our mission is really to build and strengthen vibrant rural communities. And so that means, helping independent farmers and ranchers stay on their land and take advantage of, resources that are out there to be successful. We also work in policy, and we do lending and small business assistance to entrepreneurs.
All right. So tell me how things work there. How do you accomplish those goals?
Yeah, so we have a few different, branches of work, and I think one of our main, goals is to always engage with the people we're trying to help. So we're not coming in and saying, here's a great idea, let's make it happen. It's more of those one-on-one conversations and bringing individuals in to see, what are your strengths and how can we keep pushing you to the next level, or what might you need and how can we find a way to fill those gaps. And so for the business end of things, we have assistance from trainings where you might go to an in-person, or now, of course, with Zoom or another video conference platform, we can bring you in and we can help you put together a business plan. We can help give you tips if you are maybe thinking about doing some, direct sales with marketing your products. So we have a lot of, technical assistance, one-on-one help with that. On, the policy end of things, we might hold, town halls and gather feedback, from farmers, ranchers, rural folks who, we can help pass along their feedback to state legislators, to federal legislators, to make sure we've got policies out there that support, farmers and ranchers. And, with our other work, it's always that really hands-on, on the ground, workshops, trainings, connecting peers to peers, right? We know that some of the best experts are the producers. And so if a producer can help another producer, that's key. But sometimes there might be a need to bring us in to make the connections happen. So we're all about connecting folks to resources.
So if I'm hearing you right, it sounds like your organization is kind of a foundational training center, a resource center, and an advocacy center?
Yeah, definitely advocating for rural communities is our number one. And yep, we do that through some of the, things that you and I both just mentioned, the policy, direct work, the lending, and helping entrepreneurs and, rural folks, reach their potential.
Can you give me a few examples of some of the work you've done?
Yeah, absolutely. And so most recently, a little bit of the work that I've been directly involved with. So of course, it's always, easy to start there. So we have been working with military veterans to give them the resources they need if they're interested in starting a farm business. And so this has been an exciting project where, thanks to online platforms, we've been able to bring people in from all over the country and attend monthly workshops where they are rotating between learning business skills one month, which might be marketing, business plans, enterprise budgets, that type of thing. And then the next month, they're learning production skills from an active producer who is also a veteran. And so that's one, exciting thing that we've been working on. We've also just wrapped up some really successful, state legislative sessions where we pushed forward policies that, for example, make access to local food more available for low-income folks, for SNAP users. We've also helped connect. We've made it more possible for consumers to buy local meat from producers, where in the past sometimes that can get a little clunky. And so then one of our newest lending pieces is that we just started our program where we are able to help low to moderate income rural residents purchase homes. And so that's brand new for us, and we're really excited about making homeownership more accessible.
Erin, where does your funding come from to help these folks with those endeavors?
Well, because we are a nonprofit, we are able to, of course, apply for various grant opportunities, competitive grants such as many offered by the USDA would be one example. There are also, private funders, both foundations and individuals. We have people who want to help us out, want to be part of what we're doing, and whether that's, sending a very, modest, check from time to time, or whether it's more of a recurring basis. We do have people who, of course, want to keep pushing this work forward. So there are different ways that we're able to be funded, like other nonprofits.
And you and I, before we actually started our interview, we're talking just a little bit more about your employees in the departments. And so you've got like different sectors that people work in.
Yes, that is right. And so I see our work as falling into a few different, buckets, if you will, where we've got the policy team, of course, and we're working not just in Nebraska. We also are involved, Iowa, South Dakota, Minnesota, and then on the federal level, which, affects all states. And so some of those folks are based in Lyons in our home office, but we also have a lot of people working remotely. We really want to be close to the communities that we are, trying to be a part of helping. And then we've got that more on the ground work, in communities, on farms, on ranches. And so that's another, body of our work. And we've got, people all over, doing that, clear out in western Nebraska, and then the center of the state, the eastern side, and other states as well. And then we've got that small business and lending team. And so we do have these different areas of our work, but, overall, we all have that same mission of strengthening those vibrant rural communities. So it all falls under that umbrella.
And Erin, that made me think of another question. As far as where your work is at, where you actually cover as far as geographic areas, where is that?
Well, there's not necessarily a limit to it because we are able to, have those one-on-one phone calls, whether you're in, Washington State or Florida, Colorado, wherever. But as far as in-person activities, which of course we haven't been able to have a lot of recently, we certainly have events and workshops, out in Scotts Bluff, in North Platte, in Valentine, in Ord, in Beatrice, really all over. We're not limited, and we always want to continue to make sure we're reaching everyone. Excuse me. But we do have those other ways of connecting, as well, over email, over phone, etc. And then we have quite a bit of physical work in Iowa too. And we're always just looking to, we don't want to limit that, and we don't want people to think that even if they have a question for us or want to get involved and they're not sure if we can help them out, be in touch, because most likely we are still able to provide some resources and connections to you wherever you are.
Okay. Erin, what else would you like to mention that I haven't asked about? What are some other points?
Yeah, that's a great question. I was thinking about this before we talked, Lori, and I was thinking, I want to make sure to send people to our website, because there really is so much going on that I don't think I'd be able to, list everything in an interview. So CFRA.org, of course, is our website, and we have a really informative, fun newsletter that includes, pictures and stories and stats of all the work that we do. And you can get that newsletter. You can get a paper copy. You can get an electronic copy. So I would say if our work is, striking a chord with anyone, it sounds interesting, check out our website, check out our social media, and sign up for the newsletters, and you'll stay informed that way.
All right. And I'm on your website right now, and it is easy to maneuver. And some of those points you talked about, some of the examples you gave, there's headings for that so people can check that out. I also noticed on here that the Center for Rural Affairs has been in existence for 45 years.
Yes, I know. I think even more than that now. We're going to be celebrating our 50th, soon. So
okay.
It's a bit mind-blowing to think how long we've been doing it. And we've never changed our mission or why we do what we do, but we have been able to expand our work. And that's really exciting to look back and see also, what more can we do and who else can we bring in the future.
Fantastic. Well, Erin, it's been a pleasure to talk to you and get to know you and get to know your organization more today. And I will be back in touch to do this a little bit more and share more information and stories.
Please do. I would love that, Lori. Thanks so much.
Erin Schoenberg. Once again, Erin Schoenberg, Senior Development Associate with the Center for Rural Affairs.
I'm Lori Boyer for the Ag Queen Podcast.